I wanted to bring up something else real quick today.
Wrestling
Um,
wise, come on, let's hear it.
yeah, this is a little bit wrestling wise. We need to throw out some T's and P's,
Oh
Mike.
Jesus, what did I miss?
Well,
I'm not being prepared for something that's about to happen.
no. You'll this will be easy for you. You'll fit right in.
Oh God.
So this week was the week that in real life, the UFC WWE merger became official.
Yeah.
And so yesterday on whatever that new app is called that people send messages on, it became Elon's playground, I guess. It became known that Nick Khan sent out a message for today, uh, September 15th, asking all WWE personnel to work from home so that they could start the process of conducting their layoffs with privacy.
I did see that. I didn't. I saw it at when I was scrolling at the game. Bird app though. I saw it. I was just on the web browser. I was looking up something else and I was searching something, and I thought that was like fake news or like just some dirt sheet nonsense. So that's real.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, so
interesting.
the yeah, so the
But
thing
they've been
there,
expecting that. They've been those that there would be layoffs. There's been like I listen to Pollock. You know, he's the only journalist I trust. I trust Wade Keller too. And I just feel like he's very truthful. Like he's gonna call what he sees and not necessarily what he likes. So if it's something that he doesn't like, it's not that he avoids it. He mentions it. And I just think he's got integrity. And the rest of these yahoos, they couldn't spell integrity if you spotted them every letter of the word and spelled it out for them. They'd still be what did it say? But Pollock's been saying this for months. Whenever he talks about this.
well, a lot of the response online was, well, it's not talent. It's not, Rhea Ripley's not going to get late. She ain't working from home tonight, today. It's not Roman Reigns, but it's administrative staff. And
Yeah, that's sad. I
it
mean,
yeah, that's you and me and our listeners. That's the people that are quote unquote now redundant. And we got, the gimmicks in the mail that come that want their money. You got families to feed, you got mortgages to pay. Those people now need jobs. So I want to send it, we talk a lot about the stores and the superstores, but we need to keep those people in. Those are us. That's if we worked for a wrestling company, we ain't taking bumps in the ring. We'd be those schlups that are getting calls today on Zoom to say, "Hey, you don't have a job anymore."
yeah, I think people forget, man. Like when you're talking about a an organization, an entertainment organization. You know, I know WWE is a wrestling product, but it's entertainment, right? Look, what you see on that television is a very small part of what it takes to run an organization like that, whether it's UFC or WWE. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that if they weren't there doing that job, you wouldn't get to see what you get to see. No matter how much we complain about the cameras and the camera shaking and why did they do this and why did they do that, that ain't got nothing to do with the talent behind the scenes who are, you know, the IT folks, the electronic. I mean, like, there's so many different departments that help
Legal.
put that.
I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta have a group to make contracts for each one of these superstars. You gotta have, somebody who's, routing and booking the buildings and coordinating the staff and catering and
yeah. There's a lot of
legal and
people who
finance.
make that machine go. It's like the gears on the machine, man. Look, when you get in your car, the key fob or the key, and you pressing a button or turning the key might start the car. There's a whole lot of components that go into not only the car starting but the car running. I mean, you got an engine, but you got to have a transmission. You got to have the battery to start the sucker. You got to have an alternator. There's a whole lot of, you got to have the right motor oil. You got to change and maintain that sucker, or it's not going to keep running. Like
God,
there's a whole.
I wish we had a motor oil sponsor. That would have been a great segue.
That would have been, but that would have. I mean, you back in classic wrestling, you used to always have Castro GTX. But my point being is, man, there's a whole lot of components and parts that keep that machine going. And yeah, when you see things like that, it makes you feel bad because, yeah, I mean, there may be some talent that ends up, hey, you know, we don't need you no more, or future endeavor. And I feel bad for those people too,
Sure.
obviously. But there's a whole lot of, the sad part about what you're talking about here, this is what can get upsetting, because you and I have seen this and had to deal with it personally. You have people way above the top of the food chain. They make decisions that impact people who are lower on the food chain. And the people lower on the food chain, they really do understand all the intricacies and the components and the things that need to happen to make this machine keep going. And the people at the above, they oftentimes think, well, do we really need this person and this person to do X, Y, and Z? Because they don't understand that the person doing X, Y, and Z are critical. Like they have knowledge, they have they can be they're accountable for the work that they do, and they ensure that things do not fall apart at the bottom. Because if things fall apart at the bottom, that rolls up to the top. And the people at the top, they take that for granted, and they think,
Oh yeah.
because things never break, well, we don't really need those people, when they don't realize that some of those people that are going to get let go today as we record this, September 15, 2023, that those people are very important to this whole thing.
Hey,
And
Vince
that's the
knows a
sad
lot.
reality.
Vince, I'm not saying that Vince doesn't have his hand on a lot or do everything, but there's not enough hours in the day for him to run that whole company. That's why he started hiring people in the first place.
Yeah,
And so it takes everybody. And guess what? The other thing to what you said, the people who are making those decisions are going to get bigger bonuses because they laid
that's,
people off.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's the part that pisses me off the most.
Hey, look, I know everybody thinks that you can get anybody to get out there like Mullet and Morton and run that forklift into that aisle and knock stuff over, and it'll be all right. But I guarantee you, even Mullet and Morton knows something about that place where he works that is valuable to it and helps make it run.
Absolutely. I mean,
But so what I'm trying to say is the stock price will go up today, bonuses will be paid, and there's a whole lot of and a lot of it is because we have increased efficiencies and reduced redundancies. And
that's
that's business
yep.
speak for we laid some good working people off. So
That's
now,
the.
Mike,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
well, let's hit the tagline and leave and go seize the means of production.
Well, and the only other thing I was going to say, that's the part that's most disheartening. You got these big wigs who will talk about everything you just said, you know,
We're a family. It's
redundancies,
a
and
family business. The WWE is a
right.
family, pal.
They'll talk about, you know, we're just consolidating and you know, eliminating redundancies and all the corporate speak. So those folks get eliminated, but the sad reality and the worst part of it is, this is what pisses me off to no end, is you'll see the people who deliver those messages are the same ones cashing in and getting more money. That is what's wrong with the system in situations like this. And look, don't get me wrong, I get it. There are times when layoffs just have to happen. I mean, there are times when companies are losing money and they really can't afford it. Those things do happen. I'm not saying they don't, but there's going to be people today who lose their jobs in that company, and UFC for that matter too. I don't think this is just going to
No, you're right.
yeah, the whole the it becoming one company. It's going to impact more than just WWE. We're thinking WWE obviously because, you know, we're wrestling fans. I like UFC too, but it's sad because those people are just going to be up. here's a package, good luck. Let us know if you ever need help. Yeah, you don't really mean that. So, yeah, they try to make it sound all cute on the front end, but there's people whose lives are going to be very much impacted today, and that sucks.